Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to episode 84 of the Atom Radio Best Bits of Drive Time podcast. And I'm Mark Denholm from Drive Time on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Except for this week, some weird popping sensation in my ears meant I just couldn't tolerate headphones for a couple of days. So a shorter week for me and a shorter week, therefore, on the podcast. All is well again now, though, you'll be pleased to know. And I hope that you are safe. I hope that you are well. In the UK, another 3 weeks of lockdown announced on Thursday. So remember, wherever you are around the world, follow the instructions of your government and your health organisation, because they are the people that are being advised by the people in the know. So do whatever you can to try and keep yourself, your friends, your family and everybody else safe. On the podcast this week, for your enjoyment, attempts at being multilingual, lockdown stereotypes, a true hero. We always hear about the heroes on the front line, but this is a true hero raising money for the heroes on the front line. A funny friend of few words. I do have a friend who did make me laugh the other day. A case of mistaken identity and me with absolutely no clue at all. All that and more on the way. AtomRadio.co.uk. Monday's drive time on Easter Monday. I know obviously like the big day for Easter is Easter Sunday and that, but I didn't do a show on Easter Sunday. So if you are listening in France today, Joyeux Pax. I think that's how you say it in French. If you're in German, then it's Frohe Ostern, I think. In Welsh, Pascha Hapus. Do you know what? These are going horribly wrong, aren't they? Italian, Buena Pasqua. I think I can do that. Spanish, Felices Pascuas is Spanish. In Dutch, it's Gelukkig Pasen. In Portuguese, Feliz Pascua. In Polish, Waseleglo Alulia. I think I should stop doing these before I embarrass myself further, but wherever you are listening around the world, happy Easter to you. I do hope you had a fantastic Easter Sunday yesterday.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
This quiz I said I'd do after 4, right? It's that long, I thought that I'd start it now. One of the things here, it says things that you've done in lockdown. Shaved your head. Well, I'd have done that anyway. Like, do I tick it or not? Dyed your hair? I don't have any. But do I tick shaved your head? Yes or no? Considering I shave my head 2-3 times a week anyway. It's not something I've specifically done for lockdown. Now, I am confused.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
I did mention we were going to look at this lockdown cliche quiz. Depending on the number of answers you give, you get a status whether you are a lockdown cliche or not. I have ticked off 8 of the 69, and therefore I am not a lockdown cliche. Some of them are on here. Made bread, got into calligraphy. I mean, I can barely write anyway. Started knitting. I might be on lockdown, but I'm not 104. Felt the days all blur into one. I have done that. Attempted a pub quiz on Zoom. Downloaded House Party. No. Done a puzzle. No. The one I didn't tick, by the way, was shave your hair, because I do that every other day. Anyway, didn't tick that. But some of these are just crazy, aren't they? Judge people for not knowing what a 2-meter distance actually is. Judge people for stockpiling. Done yoga with Adrienne. Who the hell is Adrienne? Told someone that they're cute. The cure, that they've shared on WhatsApp is not real. I can't say that on WhatsApp. I have on Facebook. And the other thing is done a Joe Wicks PE lesson. No.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Wicked! Wicked! Shaman, Ebenezer Good. I'm having a little party here in the studio right now. It's Monday's drive time, and it's Mark until 7. You know the institution on Radio 4, The Archers? Well, a group of fans, along with cast member Terry Malloy, were left absolutely shocked after a harrowing gate crash of a group chat for the Archers saw it inundated with porn and footage of an elderly man pleasuring himself. A large group of fans had congregated on a Zoom chat to discuss the goings-on in the farming community of Ambridge, but after the link was shared on Twitter, the chat became overrun with porn, swastikas and other trolls, ruining the experience. I mean, who would have thought that? The institution that is the Archers.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Big hello to Kim Marie Gerard and Mark Tooth. They were due to get married on Thursday, and they're devastated because their big day has been ruined by the coronavirus pandemic. Cancelled, as you would imagine. However, their children have come to the rescue. 10-year-old Louis and 8-year-old Ruby saw the day salvaged with a surprise wedding in the family garden. The inventive pair turned both photographer and wedding official to perform the ceremony, including some comedy vows and 2 stuffed guests as 2 stuffed toys, not stuffed guests. That would be dramatic. As the guests at the wedding. No, I'm not assuming that you should stuff guests at your wedding, even when this is all over. Kim Marie wore her bridal dress and Dad Mark donned his best suit while Louis officiated and Ruby stepped in as the photographer. The mum said they'd set up the garden with chairs when we woke up with teddies on them as guests. My little boy was dressed in his suit from top to bottom and had his shiny shoes on, and they'd set everything up to, in quotes, officially marry Mum and Dad. Oh, do you know what? They seem like such a lovely family, and I hope that you do. Hope you do get your wedding as soon as possible after this is all over.
Mark Denham.
It's Thursday's drive time. I want to shout out Captain Tom Moore. If you're not in the UK, you may not have been following this. Captain Tom Moore is a 99-year-old army veteran who has already done his bit for the country, like in obviously World War II. He's now raised over 12 million quid. This is amazing. He set out to raise £1,000 by walking 100 lengths of his garden during the lockdown and was hoping to raise £1,000 for the NHS. It's gone viral and he has now raised over £12 million. He has done the 100 lengths of his garden that he said that he was going to do, but he's now said that he will carry on as long as the donations keep coming in. What a hero, 99 years old, will be 100 at the end of this month, and he's raised all that money.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
There's a video which is going around the social networks at the moment of a Polish driver who sped over a roundabout, literally over it. Car flew through the air and landed in a cemetery. And the guy's okay, suffered injuries, but he is okay. My friend Simon, I've got to shout out my friend Simon, who just replied back to it with the simple one line, straight over at the next roundabout. Do you know what? Like, it does. You have to be so careful now when you give people directions, won't you? When you say straight over the next roundabout. By that, I mean go all the way around it.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
It is Thursday afternoon / evening / maybe even morning, wherever you're listening. It's Thursday, late afternoon, early evening here in the UK. And you got Mark with you until 7 o'clock tonight. Video footage has emerged. It's a TikTok video of a dog who has gone viral. The dog threw a tantrum after being told it was time for bed. I mean, do you know what? Like, dogs don't really have a bedtime, do they? Certainly cats don't. They do whatever they want. But even if you send a dog to bed, a dog knows once you've gone to sleep, they can get up and have a little wander and get comfy on the sofa or whatever you want. But this video, though, which was filmed in Colorado, the dog was lying in the snow outside and was then told to come inside and go to bed. And at one point, the dog even barked something that sounds like no when it was told that it was bedtime. The episode went on for 20 minutes, apparently, after the camera stopped rolling. Do you know what? I did download TikTok, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago? But I've given up on it now. I've got bored of TikTok. Just not really my thing. It is still on my phone and there's loads of notifications that I just go in and clear regularly because I can't stand that on my phone, but I don't actually use TikTok at all. The clip, though, on TikTok was called Bedtime Tantrum. So, yeah, if you want to look for that on TikTok, if you are a TikToker, I suppose that's what they're called, then look for Bedtime Tantrum on there.
Mark Denham.
This is Friday's Drive Time on Atom Radio. It's Mark with you through till 7 o'clock tonight. Some of the strange stories to come out of coronavirus lockdown so far. A speeding driver broke lockdown to drive 120 miles for cheap bread. How much were you expecting the bread to be, given that you spent 120 miles worth of fuel? How much cheaper was the bread than getting a loaf in your own shop? Also, in Taiwan, mannequins and cardboard cutouts are being used to replace fans in a Taiwanese baseball stadium. Ingenious.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
You know Harry Potter? No. I don't mean the wizard warlock thing, whatever we're talking about here. I'm talking about Harry Potter, a man who was born in 1994 in Reading, is called Harry Potter. To parents who I can only assume believe they were blessing their son with a normal name, he says. After all, both my first and last names are pretty common in the UK. But then all of a sudden, like everything about him is all about the Harry Potter wizard warlock thing, whatever. Do you know what? I've never read a Harry Potter book and I've never really watched more than about 5 minutes of Harry Potter. It's just not my thing. But then imagine being called Harry Potter as your actual name. He does have a Twitter as well. And he's replied to a tweet. What piece of pop culture has ruined your first name? To which he has replied, I take your first name and raise you my full name.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Friday's drive time, not Thursday. See, look, the lockdown has been extended here in the UK for another 3 weeks as of yesterday, right? And already I was totally and utterly confused and lost with my days. Now, by the end of 6.5 weeks it'll be, because this review has come 3 days after the first lockdown was announced as lasting 3 weeks, if you get what I'm saying. By the time 6 weeks is done, my God, nobody will even know what month it is. They'll just be like, is 2020 over yet? I cannot be the only one, can I, that's got confused with my days. I just sat there, I was like, no, it's actually Friday. And it genuinely is. Actually, well, it was Friday. It's now... Well, actually, it still is Friday while I'm putting this together, but it'll be Saturday while you're listening. I've confused myself even more now. But do you remember back all those posts on social media? My God, January is lasting forever. And then March, April, May. This will be learned about in history. The coronavirus pandemic of 2020 will be learned about in history. People will ask, where did COVID-19 come from? It'll all be revealed, I'm sure. In all seriousness, please, wherever you are, listen to your government and your health organisations in order to keep as many people as possible safe from this. It doesn't discriminate. So if you're told to stay at home, stay at home. If you are allowed out for the allowable reasons, then go out for those. Don't flaunt them. It's not big and it's not clever. Keep yourself safe. Stay at home. Protect the NHS. Save lives. That's the message in the UK. Thank you for checking out the podcast this week. There will be another one. We'll call it episode 85 next week.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Check out the show back on Monday on atomradio.co.uk, and don't forget you can subscribe on iTunes, on Spotify and on Google as well. Keep yourself well.
Atom Radio.